The I Only Listen to 90s Music podcast is a show for 80s babies who were 90s kids. If you were a No Limit soldier, then this is your show. If you believe that Cash Money is not an army but was a Navy, this is the show for you. If you and your friends ever tried to sing a song written by Escape, In Vogue, Shy, or Voiced Men at a talent show during middle school, this is your show. The I Only Listen to 90s Music podcast is a bunch of 80s babies talking about all the songs and things that we loved when we were kids and teenagers. So if you went to the skating rink and you were at a lock-in, this is the show for you. If you think that Tevin Campbell was the original Prince of R&B, this is the show for you. If you don't understand the conflict between Monica and Brandy, but you're kind of on Monica's side and understand why Brandy got punched, this is the show for you. Make sure that you tune in, subscribe, click the little subscribe link. We're here. We're going to talk about all things 90s music. This is the show for you.
Hey y'all, hey.
Hey friends, how are you guys? It's been a little minute since we've talked to y'all, but we're back. How are y'all doing?
All right, now we back. So first of all, let's start off. This is the Womanology podcast.
Yes, we are. This is Womanology, where you hear about healing, parenting, dating, friendships, love, from the perspective of two school psychs who are also best friends. You know what I'm saying?
Besties.
And we're bringing you just life in general, how we've experienced it in the past to where we are now to where we hope to go in our future. So we thank you, not even just hope, we thank you for tuning in.
Thank you for all the listeners.
Yes, all of the feedback we get through text, through DMs,
yes,
comments, everything. We are definitely appreciative. So thank you so much.
Yes, it makes my heart smile so much. So I appreciate that.
Yes.
So again, I am Rhea.
Yes, and I am Chloe.
And you can follow me at Rhea_Dakota_ed.s. Hey, I got my name right, but I didn't rap it though.
No, but it sounded good. It sounded good, friend.
That mixtape gonna be dropping soon.
Yes, it will. I'm gonna be in there. I'm gonna be in the background.
Yeah, so you need to be like that.
I got the melody, okay?
What's that little video with them twin boys? You got the one who was rapping, and then the twin. Yes, the Allen boys, they twins, right? So it's twin boys, right? They white. And so you got his brother rapping, and then you got his other brother dancing.
Oh, I got you.
That's right.
I'll be in the back twerking. Sure.
Oh, his brother was twerking. And then I'm going to be rapping.
I'm going to be in her getting it, okay? No worries. But yes, I am Chloe. You can find me on Instagram, yours truly _Chloe, but you can find us at Womanology_podcast on Instagram. So thank you guys again for the little tidbit of information we just threw at y'all. But that will be dropping. Maybe it'll be a holiday mixtape.
Oh, that was. Wait a minute. Now, why y'all gonna give me? Why you hype me up like that though? Why you hype me up like that? Because I'm definitely gonna do this.
Oh, we got there. Something special for the people. Okay.
What's your emoji for today?
Yes, we have not done this.
We have not done the emoji.
Let's get back to our roots, okay? How are we feeling? Homegirl is feeling tired. I need the emoji of a bed, a pillow, and a blanket. I am exhausted.
Speak on that exhaustion.
So we're winding down right before winter break. Since we work in schools, winter break is coming within the next, 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Oh my gosh. So in the school setting, we have so many things to wrap up, to complete, reports to write, because when I say I'm not doing a thing over winter break, like I want to relax, I want to enjoy my baby, my family, travel a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, so, friend. Yes. Okay, so I am excited about that, but I'm tired right now in the process of winding all of that down. But how are you?
I am exhausted. Like you said, it has been very, very stressful. Pray for the kids. We have had so many teenagers losing their lives. And of course, the school psychologists come in and we have to be there to support the students at the school. Pray for the babies. And I sincerely mean that. So I am exhausted. You want to talk about that mean I don't think this is the exhaustion meme though, but it's like with the sad face and it's just like the dragon face. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I feel. Like that emoji. I mean, that's just so much. And then the GIF, I probably should say. Because we do a lot of reports and we trying to close things up. Yeah. The one with like all the paper and you just typing away and it's more and more paper piled up. Oh, baby.
And trust, we want to be that one. Like, look, if it was a video or a GIF or something where you just be like, fuck this shit. Like,
but then you pick it back up because
I need this shit. Like, I want to say fuck it, but give me that paper because I need to continue getting the job done because I need my check.
No, seriously, girl, it's been exhausting.
It has
I am exhausted.
Yeah, and friend, my heart goes out to you and the families and everything of experiencing loss. We talked about that in our last episode. So if you have not checked it out, definitely check that out. Look at it. We definitely dropped some gems as far as what we're doing to get through grief, hard times, difficult things that are happening within the school system. So check that out. Give us feedback, and I hope that is a blessing to you all because it was a blessing to us to even get that up off of our chest. So,
no, for sure. And then we also put on our IG page some grief support resources. We put those too. So we put some, so you can just go to like our page, like under highlights, under the grief part, and then it has like little grief supports you put on for like children and grief and stuff like that, just to help you all out. So
right, just breathe. We're gonna breathe through the process.
So speaking of breathing, your girl go to therapy. Everybody needs to go to therapy.
Yes.
Go to see somebody just to check
call that therapist. Plug in my niece because she has a shirt.
She got a shirt.
She has a shirt. Yes, sis.
Call that therapist.
Or bruh, because y'all need it too.
Baby.
Call that therapist. Please. For sure.
Please. You can't cuss out everybody.
Yes.
Although sometimes. But no, seriously, therapy. So your girl goes to therapy because, like I said, it's been a lot. So what I've learned are, of course, we heard about the love languages, and we're going to touch more about that later. But what I learned about in therapy is apology languages.
So that was new for me. I hadn't heard about that. So share a little bit about what that is.
I'm going to tell you also, just like it is like 5 love languages, it's like 5 apology languages. And this is brand new to me too. My therapist was telling me about it, just talking in general about like how do you receive apologies, because sometimes people are apologizing to you, but if you don't receive it, then you feel like they never apologized to you.
Exactly. So it correlates right in line with love languages, how you give and how you receive love. So how you give and receive apologies after, you getting into it with somebody, having some difficult moments.
Exactly.
How can you rectify that situation? So explain.
Yeah, so the first one is expressing regret. So I feel bad that I didn't boom, boom, boom. And then I'm sorry for that. Okay. So that's one of them. Like, I'm sorry I did this. And you know what? I feel bad that I did that to you. So that's expressing regret. Then the other one is accepting responsibility. That's number 2. So it's more so like, I'm sorry for, again, doing boom, boom, boom. I should have not done that. And there's no excuse for my behavior. Like, I shouldn't have, I'm sorry for it and I shouldn't have done it. And so then we have like genuinely repenting. Like, I'm so sorry for what I did. And next time I'll do this instead of hurting you. So this won't happen again. And then like making restitution. Like, I'm sorry, but you know what I'm saying? Here's what I can do to make up for it. Like, I'm sorry that, I didn't show up for something.
He got his notepad.
We got a message coming, y'all.
It's coming soon.
I'm sorry I didn't, you know what I'm saying, I hurt you, but I'm going to do this for you next time. So my therapist told me, she said that one of her good girlfriends, she had, didn't show up to one of her events. Okay. She does like events or whatever. So she didn't show up. And so she needed her to be there for a particular reason or something. And so her friend said, you know what? I'm sorry. Next time I'm going to check everybody in because that's how I apologize to you. And so that's how she received it, because it wasn't just like, I'm sorry. It was like, I'm sorry and I'm doing this for you. So I thought, oh, okay. And then just requesting forgiveness. Like, I'm sorry for not showing up. I hope you forgive me. But I understand that, you may need time to forgive me because I should have been there for you. So those are the 5 ones that, we discussed in therapy or whatever.
Well, that's good. I think it was at first. So my friend sent me a link. Just was like, take this test. And so when I'm going through it, so I'm answering these questions and finally get your results. So they give you percentages, just similar to love languages, so you can rank which one is highest to lowest. And for me, it was planned forgiveness, at least based on the wording may be a little bit different.
Yeah, I think they do the wording differently, but it's still like kind of like the same.
Yeah, so planned change. So for me with apologies, like acknowledge what you did wrong. Don't just say sorry, because you could be sorry for a plethora of different things. Tell me specifically what you're sorry for and give me a plan of action. Like how will you take steps to not do that again? That's what I like to hear. Because you saying sorry is literally going in one ear and out the other, or saying I'm sorry, but that's like negating everything that you just said or did when you say that but, because then you're putting it back on me to blame. Like, take accountability
that's
for
what
your actions.
We talked about too. Not to cut you off, but that's what we talked about too. That's one of the ones that I like. Rick, that's one of the ones that I like, is that like, I'm sorry for boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Take accountability for that. Because you're right. You can say sorry all day long, but it means nothing to me. It means nothing to my heart if you don't, you know what I'm saying? If you don't take accountability for the shit you did.
Yeah, exactly. Because to me, then you're more likely to do it again.
Exactly.
Again and again and again. And I don't know, that's hurtful. That's more hurtful, because then that means you're not listening or care about my feelings.
Or you don't understand that this is a for real thing to me. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes things may be big to other people, but it may not be big to you, right? Exactly. Or vice versa. But like, if we're friends, or even if I'm dating somebody, if I'm dating him, he should know that too. Because I mean, you know, people got their own scale of what's big and what's, you know, small.
Exactly. And I think that's big about love languages, apology languages. I think it's all helping you in communicating with your partner, your friend, your family in a better way, a healthier way, because you're listening to their concerns and you're addressing that from their perspective, not your own. So it's like more of a selfless act.
Yeah.
So thinking about like our love languages, we know that there are 5 of those as well. So we have our acts of service, words of affirmation, quality time. Gosh, I feel like giving gifts, and it's one more,
physical touch.
Yeah, maybe that's at the end of mine, because that's like at the bottom.
Really?
For me, which is so weird.
Okay, you do yours. Well, you said
mine?
What's your? Okay, you told me your love. I mean, you told me your apology language, but what is your love language?
My love language. So I feel like apologies, since this is new for us, I'm sure this changes. But just like love languages, they have to evolve with you, evolve through different experiences and even different people. So how I accept love from my family is totally different than I will my man. You know what I'm saying? So that's
a good point you brought up.
So with that, my love language used to be, and it's still very high. I would definitely say it's still like top 2. So I have 2 high ones. Is words of affirmation. Like, I want to hear it. And I think we talked about this when the guys were on our podcast. Like,
when Just
my dad, when Just Posted was on, I talked about like my daddy did everything for me. Yeah. But it's like, I needed to hear it. Tell me you love me. Tell me you're proud of me.
Not to cut you off, but really quick, I'm happy that you mentioned that, because then I wanted to discuss more about how your children's love language too, because like you said, it's different. But anyway, go ahead.
That's big. Put a pin in it. Put a pin.
But go ahead.
And the next one, as of right now, is acts of service. So it's like, I want you to be thoughtful. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking to you, and the people that I have in my circle, my family, my close friends, like, I'm telling you all of these things I'm experiencing day to day. But if you can take that like mental note, be like, oh, I can do this for her, because it may relieve a stress or it may put a smile on her face. That makes me feel like warm inside, like this person actually cares. So my 2 words of affirmations and acts of service.
So mine are physical touch and quality time. And that's from like, again, from different people, but we talking about partners. Yeah. So from him, I would expect physical touch and acts of service. I mean, not acts of service, but words. No, I didn't say words. I said quality time.
Quality time. I'm sorry.
And then words of affirmation is like a really close one, because I do need to be affirmed.
So physical touch and quality time.
Quality time. And of course, when I say physical touch, it's not necessarily, sexual intimacy. It's like when we're talking, like you can hold my hand, like you can hug me.
I think
like you can sit really close to me.
Yeah, I think
Stuff
that's
like
a big misconception with physical touch.
Yes.
It always leads to sex. Like,
no, it's not.
But that's not all that it means. It just means that closeness, that affection,
that holding hands. Like
dang, that says so much. So it makes me think, friend, because
PDA.
Yes.
But that's but you know what though, when you think about it.
Okay. Look at you said, you don't like all of that.
It's really weird. You say he's Aquarius. It's really weird. But no, seriously though, that's how I am. And so like even in conversations when I'm talking, because I'm so animated, it's I talk with my hands. But even like if you and I are sharing a joke, I might go like this and stuff like that. Again, that's physical touch. That's how I am expressing myself to you.
Oh my gosh, thinking of that. So this is a little sidebar. So because when I laugh or if I'm cool with you, I'm leaning on you, putting my hand on your knee. This is another thing just popped into my head that may be somebody else's love language, and they may be picking up that I'm flirting with them.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing
that's just me.
That's just me. Oh, really?
Some people.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
That's interesting now that you say that, because I have been on to flirts and do all of those things, but that's not even me craving it. It's just I don't know, a trait of mine, but it is observed or picked up by others that I'm flirting, because that's their love language and that's how they receive
it. Yeah.
That type of interaction. And I'm not trying to do that. So those are for the people out there. Just because I laugh or I may lean or I get close, I ain't feeling you like that. That ain't how that's not how I show it. Purposefully or intentionally, that's not how I show my love, but it can be misconstrued because of that physical touch. So that's interesting.
Yes, but again, I'm a little opposite in that, because like if I'm having a conversation, if I'm having a conversation with you and it's somebody, okay, so let's break it down. If it's a professional conversation and I have a great relationship with my colleagues, I'm not doing overtly like laughing, touching, stuff like that, because I mean, let's be honest, I look at them as colleagues, but I'm not like, I don't love them. But like if I, the way I flirt, I do like, laugh and touch and things like that or whatever. Or like if it's somebody that I really care about, even with my mom or my sister or something like that, I am like, like laughing or touching or something like that. I have a joke with my mother who's, she's older. I always say to her, hey, you should pick me up. I'm your baby girl. Yes. But it's a joke. And because, my love language is physical touch.
So with that, do you feel like you got that physical touch as a child?
That's a good question, because no.
Okay.
With physical touch, it did not come, but I have to say this though, quality time came. So it's different though, and the reason why I say that, because like the way that my dad showed me love a lot was quality time. So like him and I would be in the living room watching football together. That's how I know about like football. I don't know about any other sport in track, but that's about it. So that's how he showed his time with me. And we have movies together that we will watch together. Yes, so that's why I'm like, but that's quality time. But I got quality time. But physical touch, like we didn't, it's a lot of us. So the physical touch we probably grew up was like fighting.
Yes, exactly. That's how
honestly speaking.
It's touch, but it's not the way that you would have way you would have wanted to receive it. Yeah.
It is hurting and it bruises.
It does, but when you think about love language, and again, love language isn't this evidence-based research. It's not something like that. It is, I think the doctor, his name is Dr. Gary Chapman is who created it in 1992. But where was I going with that? Oh, so when you think about love languages, sometimes it's a trauma response. So this is a whole nother thing of like what you didn't get. I'm in your head. I'm in your head. Hey, we own it tonight, okay? Is a trauma response for what you were neglected of in your childhood. So for me, I won't use the word neglect because it sounds so harsh. But my daddy and my mother gave me love through their actions, but what I craved was to hear
the
it.
words of affirmation.
Hear it, because I felt like I was more talked to when things weren't going right than when things were going right, or showing that they were proud. And so for like, okay, so with words of affirmation, you may not have heard it. You may have been yelled at more than you were praised. For quality time, you may not have had that physical interaction between your caregivers, one or both of them were absent, so then that's something you crave. For gifts, you may have had a rough upbringing, let's say, and you may not have had access to certain, tangible items, but others were, and that's then something that you yearned. What's another one? We talk about physical
acts of service. So acts of service could be sometimes that you feel like you have to do everything by yourself. You know what I'm saying? You hyper independent, right? So when you feel like you cannot necessarily depend on other people, you do.
So those people are either like breaking promises, telling you they're going to show up and they're not, or a child who has to then raise their younger siblings, themselves or younger siblings. So it's like they never get the opportunity to have a break, to rely on someone else to take care of them. So it's like it's a trauma response. It's then what you're yearning for something that you didn't get.
No, seriously. So words of affirmation, like I said, that's a close one of mine, because I did not receive like, hey, you're doing a good job. I'm happy that you did this. But then going back to like the kids thing, how do your kids receive love? It's like, so my son, and I was just playing around asking him. And so my son gets like the biggest hugs, right? And so, and they're really tight. My son is 6'3" and he's freakishly strong because he lifts weights and stuff. So he's freakishly strong,
Come on,
right?
boxer.
That's
a whole other story.
We're gonna talk about this later. This boxing thing. How your kid? We need to show how your kids just be doing stuff.
Yes, exactly.
And then you just like, really, this worked out.
Right.
This was a random idea, but it worked out though.
Did. I'm proud of you, son. I'm proud of you, daughter.
Where he get that from?
I don't know, but it worked out. So that's all that matters.
Working that out. But no, seriously though. So him and I were just talking, playing in the kitchen or whatever. So he gave me a hug, and I was like, Mark, like how do you want me to like show you love? And so he was like, I'm a hugger. And I was like, yeah, but he's always been like a hugger. He's always been a hugger and a snuggler. Like he's always been like, always just under me, just like a squirrel, like just around all the time. But the thing is, what's different for him is that his is not necessarily quality time. His is gifts. So he likes gifts, but I give gifts. But his is gifts and it's words of affirmation. And so this is where I got for words of affirmation. So one time I was momming him, telling him something that he should have been doing or whatever. And so I think that whole week I was momming him. And so he was like, Mom, you told me everything that I did wrong, but what did I do right this week?
Wow.
And I was like, you right.
And you know what? I've heard that from Cam too.
You right. I need to check that.
Yeah.
Because just like I'm telling you that you're doing wrong, as I need to pour into you too. You know what I'm saying? So then it is words of affirmation. Like that's how he thrives. Like when I tell him about, I'm proud of you for, getting into schools. I'm proud of the scholarships you're receiving. His chest puffs up and he works harder and things like that. And he's like, I'm going to apply for more scholarships. But again, that's that big word of affirmations. Like if I was not pouring that into him, he wouldn't be like, I'm going to do more to get that extra praise.
Exactly. Yeah. That's so awesome. Our kids are the same. They're different signs, but
what is Cam's sign?
She's a Gemini.
Mark is an Aries. So this is really weird because wait a minute, Geminis are air signs, and Mark, I
don't know.
Aries are fire signs though. Wow,
I'm a Pisces, brother.
And you're water, but I'm earth, so that's no water and earth does match.
We're good.
But Gemini and Aries match too, so that's
probably why.
Gemini's
Air and fire.
I have no idea. I'm not into astrology.
That's why Leos and Aquarius don't work. We're the most opposite signs.
Wow.
Really?
I would have thought a Capricorn and Leo doesn't work.
The worst signs are Aquarius versus Leo. Period.
Really?
I would have never known that.
Like,
Seriously?
I'm trying to think. Have I? I think I'm a Pisces. I get along with everybody, so I can't even say. I think I just focus on my own.
That's what I said.
Going into it. But yeah, she would say the same thing. I've explicitly had conversations with her about telling me like, you like say all of these things that I need to do, and then you don't acknowledge when I have done them. You know what I'm saying? So I have to revert back to like, again, you turn into your parents of what I feel like I wanted from my parents, even though I tried so hard to not do that or be that way. I ultimately am. So I just have to fight against it. But I would definitely say Cam is words of affirmation, and she loves hugs, but she is so goofy with it because she knows she could do the most with it, so she'll hold on a little bit longer.
That's what Mark does. Do we have the same kid?
Yes. Like, okay, back up.
Mark hugs super
most.
tight. Like,
Yes.
I be like, you want your mom to breathe?
Yes.
Like,
but she be laughing because she know that she's being extra.
And then he's strong, so he tries to pick me up. Not tries. He's very good. He'll pick me up, and I'm like, I need the floor.
Exactly. In the times where she want to be close, let's say if she wants to go sleep in my bed, like, low-key, you can't do that with me because you sleep all over the bed. I want to be close to you in that way, but you sleep wild as F. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have made fun of Mimi for sleeping so wild because my child does that and be
that K.
Yeah, that K or be sideways in the bed. Baby, can't even do it.
So you want to know what's funny? Okay, so this is a brief story. So I was sleeping. I had spent the night over somebody's house, and I remember he had told me, he was like, "It's like sleeping with my son." Because
hell no.
It's like he told me that. I was like, "What you mean?" He was like, "Yeah, you like all the way like this." I'm like, "I'm just enjoying the bed,
right? Enjoying the space.
I enjoying the space."
Wow, that's funny. I sleep literally in one spot, damn near you gotta check and see if I'm breathing, because I sleep in like a fetal position, or sometimes I stretch out, but it's like literally on one side. Like when I wake up,
like an X.
When I wake up in the morning, the whole other side is completely like untouched. Yes,
no, I sleep in like an X or
really.
K. I'm dead serious. Like I have the best time.
The best time of her sleep. I'm happy for you, friend. Well, shit, I don't go to sleep some nights until about 12, so maybe I ain't had time to really get into that deep, good sleep. Yes, good sleep. Yeah. But yes, with our love language, I think they tell us a lot about who we are, how we choose to receive things, but I think the biggest thing is that we do have to communicate. So both of those languages, apology and love, are teaching us how to be in tune with our partners, with our loved ones, about what it is that they need, and treating them from that perspective. Because sometimes we love people from our love language and we don't love them for theirs. And then when you're exhibiting it, it's like, I'm giving it to you, but it's like, that's not how I want to receive it.
That's not how I receive it.
It's like it's not even happening, you know?
Yeah, no, seriously. So going back to that part with the love languages, and then to double back to the apology languages, like on my lower totem, it's gifts, right? And because I got stuff, so really you can probably, that don't mean I don't like stuff, not get me wrong, but it's not, I don't really receive things like that unless it's, you know, the way I receive love, which is not acts of service, which is words of affirmation and quality time and touch. But like, you can like buy me something and I'll feel like, okay, what you do?
Right, that's
you know
cute.
what I'm saying?
That's
nice. What's up?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel it. But you want to know something different though?
Yeah.
Sometimes, even though that's how I receive love, that's not how I give love though. So
how do you give it?
Sometimes I do give love, and this is, again, has to be upbringing, I guess, that trauma response. Sometimes I do give love with acts of services, and I do give love with gifts. And it has to be that trauma response.
Wow.
I know, right? That's really weird. So whoever that was, they were dead. No,
dead on.
They were dead on because like that's for real. Sometimes I do like give love like that, like acts of service, like what can I do for you? Oh, let me help you, things like that. Or like gifts. Oh, okay, I got this little trinket or whatever. I was thinking about you. So that's, you know what I'm saying? That's how I got that, like a gift or something. But that's not necessarily.
So to think about how you give it, how do you give it to yourself? So I read something about self-sabotage, that we treat our love languages in the same way. So, for example, I am big on words of affirmation. In response to self-sabotaging myself, when I'm down on myself, I may say me things about myself that aren't true. So when you're thinking about how we self-sabotage ourselves or talk ourselves out of things, we do the reverse of it. So how would you say, because I know we've talked about self-sabotaging ourselves in many different ways, but how do you think it shows up for you?
So sometimes, remember I said mine is physical touch, right? So a way that I would receive love to myself would be like spas, would be like getting my nails done, would be like getting my hair done, things like that or whatever. And I'm gonna be honest, sometimes I do not make that spa appointment.
Yeah, you neglect yourself.
I neglect myself in that area, or I do not make that spa appointment, or I do not make that nail appointment or something like that. I'm gonna get my hair done. It's not done now though.
You're gonna get my hair done.
I'm gonna get my hair done.
If I don't do nothing else.
But that's right. So that's that physical touch to myself, right? I don't get that. And so then when I say like quality time, sometimes I don't spend that quality time. We were just talking about that earlier. You was like, yes, I had time to sit down, chill, and relax or whatever. And I was like, I still ain't had time to sit down. But I do
being
that.
busy.
But I do that. I like not spend time or give that time to myself. And that's
Isn't that interesting?
Self-sabotaging myself. Like, and I know I need
this is
a
huge thing, because I'm on acts of service of things that I do for others, or things, cleaning my house, or I'm a big cleaner, like very spotless. But when I'm self-sabotaging or I'm in a weird space, I become lazy and procrastinate. So when I think about like that, procrastination is a beast, but it sets me back, and that is how I self-sabotage myself. Like, I'm stressing, it's a lot of pressure on me, but because I'm not doing those things that I love doing around the house, cleaning up, or for others, like, then the reverse of that is hurting me. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I'm in that dark place. If I'm not feeling up to it, or whatever may be going on, I may be feeling some feelings. And that's how I hurt myself, is in that way. So either speaking down on myself, or, resisting that urge to, do for others, and procrastinating.
Yeah, no, seriously, I do that too. But then again, like you said, speaking down on yourself, like that words of affirmation. Remember I said mine was words of affirmation, was a quick second too. So when I don't speak light of myself, or speak of that light that's in myself, I don't. And
you know what? It's so funny, because for you, if it's my Buddha, for my family, like, I check y'all in the moment.
You do
of saying
all the
something
time.
bad about yourselves. Like, it's so much power in your tongue, because then you begin to believe it, and then you put it out there, and that's what you project. But it's so crazy, because mentally I may not say it aloud, but I be like, bitch, like, you could have did better. You know what I'm saying? In my head. But it's like, okay, I have to be kinder to myself. I have to give myself grace. You
definitely do. You have to give yourself grace.
Yeah. So the same way that we give love, we want to receive it. We have, like,
you gotta love
give
yourself
it
to ourselves.
You know what I'm saying? So it's so important. But I wanted to touch on that, 'cause I was like, we just talked about self-sabotaging. So I was just thinking about how it works with your love language. I was like, damn, that's deep as fuck.
That's what I'm saying. So you're right. You can self-sabotage, because we talked about self-sabotaging because, your girl go to therapy. And so we talked about how, like, my therapist told me, like, you are self-sabotaging, like, good things that are happening. And it's because you don't.
Baby, when I say, I be looking at you sometimes and just be shaking my head. I'm like, real, why are you doing this to yourself? Like, first of all, some, like, experiences or thoughts haven't even gotten off the ground. And it's like, you haven't even gotten there yet. Like, but
that's that affirmations, right? You know what I'm saying? And that's really weird, though, because no, that's really weird you mentioned about risk, because I'm all for doing risk and, like, crazy shit when it comes to, like, careers or like something new.
I gotta take these off. They keep sliding. Come on.
But when it comes to careers or something new. But when it comes to like relationships and like romantic relationships, that's when Chloe be like, Rhea, I need
call him, boy.
She does. You don't send him a message, and then I be like, I guess I'm going to write a book.
Right, gonna do something completely different.
You guys want to enter a film festival?
Exactly. Thank you. She'll think about anything else, but serving that and like pursuing and taking that risk. I'd be like, girl, just send it. What the worst that could happen is, it doesn't land and he says no or whatever. But I understand that.
Yeah, that fear of rejection.
Because I have that too.
Everyone has that.
Everyone has that to an
everybody has
extent,
that.
for sure. But I be looking at my friend like, you're gorgeous, you're an awesome person.
Oh, thanks, friend. You are too. But you should not be talking to yourself like that, though. You hella dope.
Thank you. I appreciate it. But I'm going to correct it. I'm a work in progress. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For sure. But yes, that self-sabotage, we literally just had a conversation about it. And my friend had to be like, friend, we ain't doing that. Just send it, be done. Walk away from it. Send it, walk away from your phone. And for me, which is so fucking weird, I told you I do this. I would send a fucking message to somebody. I will put my phone on do not disturb. Just so I can almost forget that I sent this, so I can be surprised when that message does come.
But here's the thing, though, since but that does not work for me. And here's the reason why it doesn't work for me. Because my brain moves so fast, right? So my brain moves so fast. So I remember, like, I sent this at 6:12. He didn't send me a message back at 6:20. Fuck him. So that's how I be.
Are you saying men don't have to? What's the first one?
Women don't have to. That's why you're scared of it.
What? Yes, we do.
Men don't have
to. The beginning basis.
Oh, we don't have to deal with rejection.
Taking a step, you don't have to deal with it. That's why.
What? Yeah, I guess so to an extent, though. But like, okay, so here's the thing with that, because everybody's have a fear of rejection, but like sometimes the flirting can be awkward, and then if it's not landing, then it's like it's a
like,
way of
shit.
that's what I'm saying. It's like a way of rejection. It's like a way of rejection. So that's probably why.
I think that we feel it for one, and I'm gonna be honest. I don't have a lot of men that come up to me, right?
Yeah,
so
me neither.
I swear, and I don't know if this is a weird thing or an unbelievable thing, but a lot of people don't just approach me. So, like, at this point in my life, I feel like I have to make that first step, and it's so scary because I've never been in that position before. So it's like damn, I when I was younger, the niggas used to be out there.
How are you now?
I'm 37.
Right.
Young 37.
No, seriously, that's how I feel too.
You guy around your age has been doing this for 30 years.
Been doing it for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah.
But low key, you should be used to it then. I'm not used to it.
I'm not used to it at all. So yes, I agree.
But it's not. But I guess it is. It's like you should be low key used to it, or just know that everybody ain't interested. But for me, it's like whenever I did like somebody, they liked me back, and then it went from there. But now it's like, damn, where they at? Like, okay, so now I'm gonna have to approach. Like, this is dreadful.
No, it really is. So that's how I be feeling too. Like, because sometimes I be trying to like start that flirting off, but I had put on my Facebook page, Instagram. I don't know how to flirt, so I just be talking about. I be talking about that football team. Hopefully that lands. Shit, it got you talking. I really don't know what to do. I don't like. Honestly speaking, if it's like, okay, so let's just say DMs. So let's just say whatever. So let's just say DMs, right?
We're being real honest. Go ahead.
Very. So let's just say, like, it's a flirt conversation over text or whatever. So yeah, it comes off to like, I'm gonna talk about your football team, or I'm gonna talk about like, something that you like that's stupid. But if like we're in person, it turns into like a tease thing. I'm not batting my eyes at you because it makes me feel weird.
Yeah, I don't even know how I flirt in person.
I'm just saying,
I guess just engaging in conversation, like if I'm getting close, or I guess I don't know. But like, this is it's so foreign to me, because going through someone's DMs, either I'm gonna like a picture, I'm gonna be like,
but that's what you told me to do.
I did. So I was like, go to his story, comment on the story, then y'all can start a dialogue from there. And that was my suggestion.
That was your suggestion. Is that wrong? And I was like, this is stupid.
But
I was like, this is dumb. Can I address what? Can I address Kanye West for the what?
For the streets.
What you want me to say?
But yeah, I don't know how to do it. But yes, give me your question. What was your question?
Well, no, Kanye West for the streets.
Kanye West.
Me and Riv have been talking about this.
We definitely been talking about Kanye West for 2 years. So I think it's been a little longer than that, though.
Maybe. I'm just saying.
Yeah. But no, so with Kanye West, right? I'm a Kanye West fan.
Still.
Not now.
Okay.
Not now. Not now. Y'all got me.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the reason why. And obviously, I'm not a Kanye West fan right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because that, honestly speaking, his views, I just don't agree with.
Yeah.
I do not agree with any of the things that he's saying. And then I looked on his Instagram page now. Not like I didn't go to his page, but you know, like you scroll.
Yeah.
He actually has like a picture that says vote for Herschel Walker. Now, do not get me started. Yes, I'm dead ass. So he actually has a picture that says vote for Herschel Walker. And so again, we talk about Herschel Walker, and I'm like, we collectively, that's something we agree on. Me and Daryl agree on. We don't like Herschel Walker, like nah. And so with that being said, nah, I'm not a fan of his, because here's my thing about that. So it's okay for you to be hurt, right? It's okay for you to struggle with mental illness. That's fine. But if you're not getting your own help, then that's your problem. That's nobody else's. So you cannot put your views on other people, because you are refusing to get help with yourself. That don't have nothing to do with others. I'm so hurt. I'm not trying to say that grief isn't, but you know, we did our big grief. Grief is hard. It's so hard.
Difficult.
But that doesn't give you an excuse to be an ass to people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I feel
that
that's
does not
what he
give you an
is.
excuse to just straight up and act so reckless with your life.
I think that's what it is, the recklessness with his words. Like I felt like, and I still do feel like, it's very attention seeking, like he's doing these things for this big reaction.
I feel that's
but what
too.
he's doing is hurting a lot of people, innocent people, with his words.
Yes.
And it's so damaging. I don't even like giving it too much attention, because I feel like that's what he's
I agree
thriving
with
off
you.
of.
No, I agree with you. I don't feel like giving him any attention, because until you are getting help, then I don't have any words for you. You need to, what they say, no, in his rap song about 3 years ago, he said, you don't want to see me off my Lexapro? Nah, nigga, I don't. This shit, you off your Lexapro, get that shit back on, for real. Because I ain't trying to hear that. I ain't trying to see that. I don't want to know about you without you being on your Lexapro. And obviously, I'm sorry, you're right. It's a medication for those who are depressed. And I think they also use it for bipolar particular.
Yeah, that's what I've heard it for.
Manic depression. So yeah, seriously, I don't want to know you off that. Obviously, you trying to make the world know you off that, and shit, we don't try to know you off that either. But then again, I'm not necessarily shocked that him and Herschel. I mean, not him and Herschel, because I don't even know if Herschel even know that nigga. But I'm not shocked that he even got Herschel on this page. To be honest, because
it's almost like shock factor type of like comments and everything that he's making. It's like, how outlandish can I be with this? And it's just crazy. It's like not even funny anymore. It's not even something to joke about. Like, you're being damaging at this point.
like you said, your words have power.
Oh,
right?
for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't know, and I don't know. Has he ever come back and apologized for anything?
Any of the shit she said? No.
I wasn't sure. Didn't he say something about George Floyd?
Go ahead.
You was down
But you
with
know what,
slavery
though?
choice.
I was.
Me and Rhea argued damn near 3 years
I
ago.
was.
And this is a 2-year argument continually.
I was. And I don't have no problem admitting to that.
Yeah, I wish some way we can have like a transcript
Of what?
Of
What
all
we
that. Just take
said?
the Kanye stuff out, the other random stuff that we talk about, but like just the
Yeah.
Kanye stuff. It's been 3 years.
Seriously, of conversations about like, Daryl would send me something, that Kanye did, and I'd be like, cause you know what I'm saying, I was a fan, so I have this weird loyalty or whatever. So I was a fan, so I'm like, nah, he did this, he did that, you know what I'm saying, just taking up for him. And after that, like, I can't do that for you anymore. You see what I'm saying? Like,
sure.
I cannot continue to take up for you when you are continuously making these choices.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for Kim Kardashian to get that money from him. It sounds
Wowzers.
I ain't even mad about that.
Is it just
though.
$200 a month? Is it $200 a month?
200K.
No, it's a lot. No, it's a lot. But I
50
wasn't sure
grand.
if it was like
50
a
grand per
child
kid.
or some
You're a
shit.
billionaire, right, G?
It's so.
Well, shit, he ain't a billionaire no more. All his endorsements gone.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You're a drop of the bucket.
True.
200 grand. You good,
True.
Right? You a billionaire.
That's
You the
crazy.
first-
True.
You're the richest black man, right? Go ahead.
True.
And I hate that whole like definition they have for him, like being this free thinker. Like, he just regurgitating all of this white supremacist jargon and rhetoric. Is crazy.
It's so crazy.
And it's sad to say, but don't wish no ill will against him. But I'm not tuning in for the circus at all.
Nah. I've been cutting him off. Him off after, because you know what I'm saying. And just one more thing about Kanye. You know, Kanye and Kid Cudi was hella tight. You know, they were really, really good best friends or whatever. And I rocked with Kid Cudi. I've been rocking with Kid Cudi. So Kid Cudi actually did an article in, what's that magazine? Either The Height or what was that magazine that Kim Kardashian had when she posed naked? Paper. And so he did like an interview or whatever, and they asked him about his relationship with Kanye, and he was like, I'm done with that dude. And the reason why he's done with him, because you know what I'm saying, he kept coming at him and coming at his mental health or whatever, and how
at Kid Cudi's mental health.
Yes. And those who know, you know, Kid Cudi struggled with a lot of mental stuff, so it takes a lot to put yourself back together and to stay together. So I'm with you. Like, if it takes me so long to make sure that my mental state is cool, and you trying to break that, fuck you, dog, because it took me so long to get here.
Yeah, I'm glad that he was able to stand up. I think that's even with being able to communicate how you want to receive attention, love, interactions from other people. Just to go back to like the love languages, being able to stand on that and let people go if they're no longer serving you. So I'm glad that he was strong enough, because I'm sure, was he on his label? Was he on Good Music?
Yeah, he was.
He was. So, you know, just thinking of Kanye owning this and being able to be like, I ain't fucking with you like that. Like, that's big, to be able to distance yourself from someone who's kind of, seriously, he's not feeding you, but he's at the very top of like giving you the platform.
But that's that words of affirmation, though. It's about like what you speak and stuff like that. And then even though you were doing acts of services, you know what I'm saying, putting you on my label, you still was speaking to me like crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's something I won't tolerate. Yeah,
I don't receive that or whatever. But then again, going back to, so I was talking to somebody, one of my friends or whatever, my male friends or whatever. And so we were discussing like which one's worse, okay? So is it cheating, or is it like speaking to somebody like a dog? The disrespect is both. You know what I'm saying? It's disrespecting both. But which one is worse? Like, is it the physical, you know, cheating, physical touch, like you violated that? Or is it like every day you talking to me like shit? You know what I'm saying?
That's a good one. Oh, going through the process. So this, I'm not claiming either side because I have to process it. I would have to say that talking to me like
both of them are love languages.
Yeah, talking to me like a dog is more hurtful because that's directed to me. You cheating is for you. That's not on me. You know what I'm saying? For whatever you need, if it's attention, if it is that physical touch or whatever to boost your ego, whatever that is for in cheating has really nothing to do with me. That is a need that you had to fulfill outside of myself. Sure. But you talking to me like a dog?
Yes.
Like, that's aimed at me. That's you being disrespectful. You purposefully, and we talked about this in a past relationship I had, this person purposefully said things to be hurtful. You know what I'm saying? So I'll take that as
I would do that
a harder blow than cheating.
I would do that too, but just to go a little bit further than that, the reason why I would do that, because as you stated, cheating is for you, even though both are disrespect. Yeah. I would never know, honestly speaking, and I'm just being real candid right now. Well, today rather. I wouldn't know if you were cheating because I'm not going through phones. I'm not looking through how many people liked your text message. I mean your Instagram. I'm not looking through all of that. I'm not looking through your DMs. Yeah. I'm not asking you like.
And if I have to, something's off. Something's off. Something ain't right.
If I have to, then that's a whole different conversation. But honestly speaking, I'm not doing all of that. I'm not looking through your text messages. I'm not trying to do all of that because I trust you. Yeah. So therefore, it's very easy for you to get away with that cheating because I would never know if you were to do it, right? So that's, even though it's disrespectful, I would never know. But you talking to me like a dog in my face, that's outlandishly disrespectful to me, that I know, that I see, that I feel. I would never know if you cheating. Yeah. But I know how you talk to me. Yeah. So that's why I would feel like that would be more detrimental, because cheating, you know what I'm saying, we can work through that. But you just talk, like, I can't change your opinion about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is how you feel about me, regardless if you said it, if you angry or not. This is how you feel. You got some underlying issues the way I do shit. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And that's how I feel about someone that is being disrespectful disrespectful verbally. It's like either you feel like that, you just haven't said it, or then you're purposefully trying to hurt me in that moment, and you're saying either way, you got me fucked up. And I'm not tolerating it at all. I'm like, I refuse. I can't even believe I stayed to endure.
Give yourself grace.
That BS. You know what I'm saying? Because baby, grace. I'm a totally different person now. So please don't try me. I'm not that girl. But I don't even think that I would. And that makes me think of us just dating and stuff like that. And that's really why I want to take time when I choose to do so with that person. Because I want to see how you move. Like, we're flirting. You're giving me that love language. So you are speaking very highly of me.
Trying to flirt. Remember, we said we don't know what to do.
We don't know what we're doing. So if you have some advice, please hit us up in our DM.
Which is, huh? The flirt is real low?
Yeah, y'all flirting is low.
Is bare minimum? Is minimum? What's the higher level of flirting?
What is a good high level flirting? Okay.
That's another podcast.
So talking about that football team doesn't work? So I guess talking about that football team don't work.
Okay. We're not doing enough, obviously.
I'm not.
No.
But go ahead.
I can't remember where I was. Where was I?
You said they got you fucked up and they not gonna do that shit no more because you're right. Because you not doing that no more. But you also stated seriously though that you give it time.
Yeah, I want to give it time because I want to be able to see how you move. It's not. Yes, I want to get that love through words of affirmations and acts of service, but I want to see just how you move over time, because you can do all of that shit up front and you can win me in by that, but will it be consistent?
Yeah, seriously. So that's another thing that I look for too, the consistency. And then I guess like how disciplined you are with yourself, because if you're disciplined with yourself, you know what I'm saying, that's showing self-love, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And that means it's easier for you to give it because you give it to yourself. So that's I look at that too.
I like that.
Yeah, but then apology languages though, just going back to that, remember you said that like you can say you sorry all you want, but if you're not showing me, then it means nothing. But and again, when you think about it, it's almost disrespectful when you keep saying like I'm sorry, but you keep doing
engaging in whatever it is that upsets me or makes me feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? So literally you just saying it just to appease me in that moment, and you like F my feelings. Yeah. Honestly. That's how I take it.
When like
ultimately you like F my feelings.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so going back, so what did you say your apology languages was?
It was planned something. So you have to give a plan.
5.
So you have to give a plan. You can't just say sorry. You have to acknowledge, for me, you have to acknowledge what it is specifically you did. Like, I'm sorry that, I don't know, something petty, but sorry for whatever that action was, and this is what I would do moving forward to make sure that I don't hurt you in that same way.
Yeah. So that was the highest one.
Change is the name of it.
And then like the other ones were kind of like even, or were they like lower? And the reason why I'm asking you this because
I don't know, it just has pictures. I don't even know what the other ones were, but my plan change was at 40%.
Okay, so that was like the most.
The highest one.
So the reason why I asked you this because sometimes, remember I said that you receive, love languages is not the way you give love, right? So the way you receive apologies may not be the way you apologize. So how do you apologize?
How do I apologize? Oh, okay. So I'm gonna have to take it from my interaction with my kid, like. It take me a minute to be like I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like if she's done something, let's say I yelled at her, then I sit with that for a minute and be like, fuck, I shouldn't have yelled like that. Like I messed up. So sometimes, you know how they be like, what's that little joke? Like instead of parents saying I'm sorry, they'll just be like, food. They'll tell you food is ready or something petty.
Or they cook your favorite meal.
Right, exactly. That's my apology. Right. Yes. But I try to be like, okay, I'm sorry for my tone or the words I use. This is what I meant. Like, it takes me not a long time, but it's not right after. It's not like I'm yelling, then I'll be like, my bad. But it takes me a little second to be like, okay, let me process this, because I want to make sure whatever I'm saying is very effective. And so I guess that is a plan too that I try to give her is that next time I try to use a calmer voice and use different words than anything that may have hurt you. So I think I want to say that I do it in the same way I receive it.
I don't.
You don't, friend?
I'm gonna be honest. So
Okay.
the way I apologize, like I said, I will say I'm sorry, and I'll say I'm sorry for a boom boom bow. But I mean that's how I receive apologies. Excuse me. But sometimes the way I give apologies is like just speaking from my kids. It would be like, okay, what's your favorite dinner tonight?
So you don't even acknowledge it.
So it takes me a minute. It takes me a minute with, you know what I'm saying, to acknowledge, like, you know what I'm saying, that I have to think about it and be like, where did I go wrong? And then when I think about where did I go wrong, that's when it turns into like a for real conversation. Like, I'm sorry, I did X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I did not mean to do that and stuff like that. But I always take accountability. Like, you know what I'm saying? I take the blame for
I think
it,
that's
basically.
through growth, us being more mature, going through therapy, just life experiences.
Yeah.
That we try to be more intentional
Yeah.
with it. Like, even though the first response would be like, I say what I said. You know what I'm saying? And not
that's
wanting
with
to
the
acknowledge
kids.
it.
Yeah.
But then with some time, I'm guessing I'm like, their relationship has been a minute since I've been in a relationship. But I would hope moving forward, I am intentional with being able to acknowledge where I went wrong and to give that person a plan, because that's where I thrive off of. But I want to be able to listen to them and see what it is that they need to hear from me in order to trust me again for whatever that may be.
No, so that's again. So in a relationship, it's been a minute too for me. So in a relationship, I don't apologize like that, like the way I receive apologies.
I can't even remember.
So I apologize, like I said, I'm sorry, but it goes into acts of service. That part where it's like, okay, I'm sorry. Do you need me to do something for you? Like stuff like that. But again, remember I said the way I give love is like acts of service. But it's not, I don't necessarily receive acts of services as a love language.
Even like, so me and my niece are super close, like sisters. So we have spats. But I can even think to myself, us getting over a recent argument was to call each other and tell each other a joke. Like tell each other something funny. Not to acknowledge that I was just really pissed off at you. You said some stuff that may have hurt my feelings. We just gonna joke about it and then we'll be cool again.
I think that's a sister thing, because that's how me and my sister.
Like, we're not even going to acknowledge what the issue was. I'm not going to say I'm sorry for X, Y, and Z. I'm not going to give you a plan. I'm just going to be like, bitch, what's up? What you doing? Like,
that's how me and my sister apologize as well. Like, we have spats, you know, like we bump heads and stuff like that. And then it goes into like, a joke.
Exactly.
Or, come on, let's go do something like something like that's
we don't
what
even
it turns into.
acknowledge it. So we need to work all around.
No. But then again, sometimes, and here's the thing though, sometimes things doesn't need to be said. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, some certain arguments don't even need to be readdressed. If we said what we said, we move past it for sure.
Some things are already understood. That's all. Yeah. Yeah.
I get it. It depends on the severity of the argument.
I was about to say, if it's like really, really big though, like, because my sister and I had some big arguments before. And so like we had to call each other out on some things. So yes, please, we need to talk this out.
Yes.
It's because of boom, boom, pow. But then sometimes, you're right, sometimes we get into spats and it's just like, girl.
And be like, girl, what's up? We like, I still like I'm pissed off what you said, but whatever. We just gonna let it roll.
Yeah,
I
for
get
sure.
it.
So,
I get it. I mean, so love languages work with family, friendships, romantic relationships,
and apology
everything.
languages too.
Yes, apology languages.
Yeah.
So the main thing is communicate with who you care about. You know what I'm saying? Figure out how they love, how they want to receive it, and move accordingly. You know what I'm saying? If they mean that much to you.
Yeah.
You know? So
because sometimes you got the I don't give a fuck. Like
I could care less.
I could care less. It's over.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I can dismiss as well, but for the people I care about, I'm willing to put in the effort and the time.
That communication.
To figure it out. So, yes, understanding how this person loves and moving accordingly.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's it.
Yes.
We got love languages and we got apology languages. And so, we discussed those.
Yeah. So, I mean, give us feedback on how you guys love, what you have learned from your relationships on what to do, what not to do. And then for us being single women, so since we
need to learn how to flirt.
We need to learn how to flirt. So, that's gonna be our next episode.
How to flirt. No, seriously.
Y'all have to bring somebody on.
We're gonna have to bring somebody. Like, how do you flirt? Because I don't know what to do. Apparently, I'm doing this shit wrong. So
obviously,
I'm doing this shit wrong.
We both are. But yeah, we might elicit somebody, like, hit us up. I don't even know who to ask to come on. So if you feel moved by this conversation, hit us up. Yeah, give us some insight.
What the niggas like?
What the men like? Because I want a man. So what do the men like? We want men.
I use niggas a lot, but I'm from North St. Louis.
Both. Yes. So shit. Yes. Let us know, like, what are we doing wrong? Hit us up, and maybe we'll bring you on so we can have a discussion. I think that'd be fun.
I think that'd be fun too, because we don't know how to flirt, and then like you all can tell us. And then sometimes, do you be getting guys like? Do you understand when they flirting with you? See, that's what.
No, because I'm gonna be very honest. It be dudes that are either like, I know you talk to or with somebody. Why are you in my DM? Or it'll be like, you'll just say I'm pretty. Okay, I thank you for that, but it's like, what?
Oh yeah, don't keep telling me I'm pretty.
Yeah,
and then
what else comes after that?
You don't say nothing
after
that. Thank you.
Or like, I don't know. It just be really awkward. And again, of course, we're going through like social media, so I guess that's a layer of awkwardness that's there anyway. Yeah. So you got to invite us out. Where the events? Where they be at? You know what I'm saying? You gotta tell us. So so yeah. So hit us up in our DM for that conversation. But yeah, tell us how you love.
And how how you apologize.
Exactly, how you receive apologies and how you give them as well. How it depends on your relationships with other people. But we thank you always for tuning in.
For the followers, for the DMs, for everything. Thank you for all the love y'all give us.
Yes, and thank you to What Up Though. We were just on their podcast last week. So we want to give some love to them for the invites. And we'll come back on again. It was so much fun.
It was fun.
It was a nice
and of course, shout out to our producer.
Yes, come on now, Daryl. He's so modest, but yes, everything that is happening is because of him. So thank you so much. Yes, for sure.
So we about to land this plane.
Yes, that was cute. I like how you said that. That was cute.
Bye.
See you. Bye.